Hello, and welcome to another video. So in today's video, we're going to talk. We have to have a conversation. I was going to postpone this video, but I saw this happen again yesterday, and I said, man, I got to get to the people quick. So let's just have a little conversation. You know, Mother's Day is coming up. A lot of people got married in this time of year between the spring and the summertime. So a lot of anniversaries, and people like to come get massages a lot for like an anniversary gift. And you know, my black brothers and sisters, we haven't been able to afford some services for a while, and just really haven't been allowed in some spaces, feel comfortable in some spaces. And therefore, when we do get into those spaces, we don't necessarily know the lay of the land and know the rules. That's who this video is for specifically. If you're not a black person and you want to know what to expect for your first time getting a massage, as far as tipping, I'm going to go from the attire you should wear, how to book your appointment, all the way down to what is an appropriate tip to give for a service like that. If it's something that interests you, like I say, even though if you're not black, stay tuned and watch the video. But I want it to be said that there's a specific reason I'm doing this, and that is to inform those who have not been informed. And people are going to talk about you. I'm not going to talk about you. I'm going to sit here and inform you, okay? I have been, God has been so good to me, and I have been allowed in this space, and I've been in this space for a while. So there's a few things that I've observed, and I just want to help us all out. Like I said, there's a lot of holidays that are coming up that people like to come in and get massages, but we don't want nobody looking at you crazy, okay? We don't want nobody looking at you crazy. We want you to come in there correct. So let me help you out. Without further ado, let's get started with today's video. Okay, I have my notes here, so don't mind me if I'm looking down. The first section of things that we're going to talk about is to prepare for your massage. The first thing I have to talk about is if you are going to shave your legs, do it the night before, just in case you cut yourself. Let's speak for personal experience. If I see a cut, I'm not going to massage in the area. So you don't want you don't want a patchy massage. So for that reason, make sure that you don't shave yourself. Especially if you shave and you usually like cut yourself, just go ahead and shave the night before. In the same vein, don't shave so early that you come into the massage and you have stubble on your legs. When I had this happen twice to me yesterday, when someone has stubble on their legs, it literally feels like a blade on your hand, okay? And some massage therapists will lighten the pressure of your massage because they don't want their hands to feel that way, and I 100% agree. If you want to just go ahead and leave the hair on your legs, nobody cares. We have oils and the hair doesn't bother. It does not bother. There are guys, most of the time it's men who have like a lot of hair, and it just use extra oil, okay? It's definitely a different massage, but like I say, if you're going to shave, there's an appropriate time frame to shave. Don't shave too early and do not shave too late. Too late would be, like I said, if you cut yourself normally, I will go ahead and do it the night before, okay? Put yourself a little, do a little first aid on the wound and have it, you know what I mean? Yes, I would do that the night before. Don't shave so early that you leave, say, stubble because it feels like needles. And this applies to all areas, your back, your arms, especially the legs. I don't know. Is it a thing to shave your thighs? I've noticed a few thigh clients. Like I said, it's happened to me twice yesterday. Thigh clients, like, just leave that. What you doing? You wasting your time shaving all that stuff. You wasting all your time shaving all that stuff. But for massage purposes, it's not that serious. We don't care. The lights are dim anyway. Nobody's looking at the hair on your legs. Just making you aware of that. Let's move on to the next thing. And that is, I talked about this already. You can leave hair on your legs because we have oil. The next thing is take a bath and exfoliate your skin if you can. There's an African sponge. I'll go ahead and put it on the screen. It is really nice for exfoliation. If you cannot reach your back, this little sponge, you can go like this for your back and get your back nice and clean. I'm not saying, I'm not saying that you got to be like squeaky clean and no, don't do that. Don't be like, oh, they're looking, I'm dirty. Don't do that. But sometimes it is beneficial. If you know you don't wash your back, someone is about to be sitting there rubbing on your back. So dead skin cells might come off on their hand, just depending on your skin. It usually happens with elderly clients, really because they can't get to their back often. But just know that if your back is dirty and someone sit there and rub lotion on it, then, I don't want you to be embarrassed. So exfoliate your skin if you can, and it just makes for a better massage actually as well. Even if you're not going to exfoliate your skin, make sure you take a bath before you come in. Okay? We don't want you to be the stink or the stank. Okay? So there's that. Increase your water the week of the massage. This is for your skin, thirsty, cracked, dry skin. It's just harder to massage, if I'm honest with you. But this is also because water is good for our body, and it feels different to massage someone who is well hydrated than someone who is just like thirsty. Okay, body just thirsty, muscles just thirsty, hard to move, all stiff. Just drink some water. Increase your water intake the week of your massage. The week, okay? Don't try to do this the last minute thing. Do it the week of your massage. Thank me later, okay? Don't come in. This is for my sisters. Listen to me. Don't come in with your wig and freshly done hair, because what you're going to do is you are going to miss out on a good neck massage, especially if the therapist is not black. They are not going to run the risk of messing up your hair and you snapping on them, okay? Just don't come in like that. I'm telling you, all the other clients who don't come in with the wigs and all that kind of stuff, they come in with their hair, like the style I have right now, where it's not, somebody could touch it and nothing fall off on the floor, nothing like that. If you're going to pay all this money to get a massage, come in there and enjoy your massage. Leave all them wigs and weaves and stuff like that. I mean, if you're comfortable, my black clients who used to come in sweet, they knew, girl, take that wig off. Okay, don't play with me. Take that wig off. You want to be cute out there, I get it. And that's your style, cool. But take the wig off so you can get yourself a full massage, okay? A scalp massage, baby, you don't know the people are actually paying extra for a scalp massage. And then you come up in here with a wig on. So there's that. Keep that wig and stuff like that at home. And your freshly done hair. And no, your freshly done hair, keep the makeup, all that stuff, because what it's going to do is people are just going to avoid the space where you have all this done up, okay? And then you're going to miss out on, like I said, your good massage. And this neck part right here, like when you do the massage and you're faced upward, but that's one of the best parts of the massage. The scalp massage is one of the best parts of the massage. So don't come in with all that. I'm just, like I said, you're going to thank me later. Don't wear heavy perfume. I witnessed this as well yesterday, but yesterday wasn't the first time. You might think that heavy flower scent smells good, but I don't. Okay, and at the end of the day, I'm here in the room. You don't want to give me a headache. So just come in with nothing. If you can stomach to leave that heavy perfume at home, okay? Maybe when you're out in the open, all that gets a chance to like waft far. Well, in the room, and most of the time it's hot in the room. Most of the time, it's not hot to you, but when the person starts to do work, it gets a little moist in there. Imagine being hot. Imagine being in a sauna and somebody come and spray heavy floral scent. Leave it alone. Okay? After you take your shower, just go ahead and put on nothing. And if you are going to put on something, I'll actually put it on the screen here. Use something light. Bath and Body Works has this like light, it has a light, what do you call it? I'll just put it up there. Just a nice light, something nice and light. And I know some of you so used to wearing the heavy stuff, you don't know what nice and light is, but light. Like think of like newborn light, like a nice light, maybe like a powder smell or something. I don't know, because you might take that too far. You know what I mean? Just play it safe and just don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. If you walk past people all the time and like, oh, you smell good, that means you have on a lot of it. Don't come in there with a lot of it on. The next thing is wear comfy underwear. Okay, wear comfy underwear. And I'll go ahead and put this in there as well. Wear something that's easy to take off. I see people come in there dressed to the 9 and 10. And guess what? When you dress to the 9 and 10, 9 and 10 minutes are going to be taken from your massage because of the amount of time that it takes you to get undressed and on the table and then dressed. Remember, we have to flip over our rooms, especially if you're coming in franchise. We have to flip over our rooms and we don't have a lot of time to do it. So to get all of your time, you want to make sure that you're on the table in a decent amount of time. And what better way? Wear some throw on underwear, girl, wear a little throw on bra and put yourself on like a little sundress or something. Just something, or some shorts and a shirt, something easy to take on and off. You get me? Okay. If you plan to be stretched, come with briefs or some kind of shorts, especially the guys. Now, when I say some kind of shorts, I don't mean shorts that's going to go so low on your legs like Bermuda that you're not going to be able to get a good massage, up the backside of your leg. I mean something, think about like little boy shorts or something like that. You can come in with those. Guys, the brief underwear is fine. That, especially guys. This is not so much for women, especially, I know how to stretch with the sheets either way it goes, but especially guys, because when there's stretching going on, some bits like to make themselves seen and nobody wants to see. At least that's not what I'm doing. So, just make sure you come in if you plan on getting stretching. So if you know something hurts, if you know that maybe you have like you have tighter muscles, you work out a lot, stuff like that, something hurts, your therapist might recommend stretching. And for that reason, you want to go ahead and have on shorts so that when the stretching is done, even if the therapist is not really familiar of how to cover you properly, you know what I mean? That none of your stuff is just all over the place. Okay. Other than that, go ahead and wear your underwear. And I also want to add this here because I know some people don't know this. So, you know what? I'm gonna add it right here. So when you come into the room, most of the time you ask your therapist this question: would you like me face down or face up? You do whatever they say, face down or face up. Usually it's face down, but you can ask that question. And if you don't want to ask that question, just go ahead and start face down. And when the therapist gets back into the room, they can tell you to turn either way. But whatever you do, make sure that you are completely under the blanket. I've seen this a lot of times, especially when people this is their first massage. They'll be on top of the blanket when they come back in the room. Breast, everything on top of the blanket. Nothing should be seen. And if at any time your therapist, now I'm not talking about accidentally move the blanket or something like that when you're turning, but if at any time your therapist requires you to not be covered up fully, you need to go ahead and end the massage, okay? Because it's not appropriate. The blanket is going to be like, the sheet is going to be like undergarments. At no point in time, the area that's not being worked on should not be exposed, aside from the back and the arms, you know what I mean? But even when you get your legs done, your other leg really shouldn't be uncovered. When you get your legs done, your bum, like the what you call it, the cleft of your butt cheek, that shouldn't be out. Okay, that's some freaky stuff. That shouldn't be out, because let me tell you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how big or small the client is on the table. At every point in time, that looks inappropriate, and it needs to be under a sheet. If you want to get your glutes massaged, if the person isn't doing it on the sheets, I would just go ahead and say, nah, I'm good on the glutes. Okay. Even wait for glutes until you're comfortable with the therapist. I'm just saying. Let's move to the next thing, and that is brush your teeth. When you flip over, and I'm going to say brush your teeth, and just don't breathe in the person's face. When they flip you over, a lot of people go, well, that is going right in somebody's face. So just be careful of that. Some people don't like that. I've heard people complain about it a lot. I usually just turn my face up like this when I am talking and the person's flipped over, just out of courtesy. And brush your teeth, because not only does a therapist need to have fresh breath, but your bad breath can be stomach turning as well. So make sure that you brush your teeth. At least pop a little gum, pop a little mint in your mouth before the massage, please. I already said this, wear something that's easy to take off. The next thing is ask for a therapist that fits your needs, and pray about it first. Now, you see my channel. We pray about everything. And as one who works within this industry, you most definitely want to pray that the Lord graces you, blesses you to have a good massage therapist, not somebody who's practicing witchcraft and all this kind of stuff. If you're into all that kind of stuff, you'll find a whole lot of it. If you're not into that kind of stuff and you just want to get a massage because you want to add it to your method of relaxing, pray about it first. Once you have prayed about it, then go ahead and call up the location and ask the front desk for a therapist that fits the needs of what you have. So if you want to relax, say, I would like the therapist who has the most relaxing massage? You can ask that. I would like the therapist who has the best pressure. You can ask that. I would like the therapist who incorporates stretching into the massage. The front desk knows this. Think about this. The front desk gets all of the client feedback after the massage. So you want to go ahead and ask them about what it is, their preference. But like I said, don't forget to pray about it first. And this is another thing, pray before the massage. I have seen a lot of things happen. I will tell you, literally the grace of God saved people to where therapists would call out. They would not show up, things of this nature. Just pray about it first. There's a lot going on in the industry, and I don't want you to fall victim because you're like, oh, this is just a spa service and I'm just going to hear. No, ma'am, Pam. No, ma'am, Slice Ham. I have a testimony here on the channel, as a matter of fact, that I'll go ahead and link for you in case you want to know a little bit more about what I'm talking about there. The next thing is to research the place and look at the therapist's bio if you can, to see if they have what you like. And in the same vein, when I talk about pray about it, you can also check the therapist's bio. And if the bio says something like they do energy work or Reiki, well, we know what kind of practices those are, and that's not a therapist. Even if, listen to me now, even if they say that's not a part of the service that they're doing, how can two walk together unless they agree? If you do it sometime, you do it all the time. And I've had therapists tell me, I do it on my clients and they don't even know. So there's that. So you want to look out for those things. If you can't see the therapist's bio, I just gave you the methods of what you can use. The next thing is choosing a spa. Okay. So what kind of massage are you looking for? Are you looking for something more deep, put you to the table? Like, what are you looking for? A spa or a sports kind of massage. I will say that there are some popular, franchise places, and you can tell if a place offers facials, more than likely it's more of a spa-like atmosphere. If they don't offer facials and they offer things like Theragun, cupping, cryotherapy, they're probably geared towards more of sports recovery, and it's probably not the same kind of relaxing environment. I want to let you know that even the spas have people within the spas that have more of a therapeutic massage. They do cupping, Theragun, all these kind of things. So just choose which place, fits your needs. I find a lot of places try to sell packages and stuff like that. Don't let nobody sell you nothing that you don't want. Don't let nobody sell you membership that you don't want. Don't let anybody sell you anything you don't want. So also Groupons, I want to speak about that as well, even though I don't have it on my notes. If you come into a massage place with a Groupon, 9 out of 10 times they're not very excited to serve you. And I can talk about this personally. I never got paid when I used Groupon. And the promised pay that I was supposed to be getting paid was literally less than $20 for a full service. So don't take it personal, but Groupon is just really not. And if you do come in with a Groupon, make sure that you have an appropriate tip. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to help you out here. Like I said, some places offer facials, and you can choose a school. Now, what I learned about the school, what I know about the school from being in school, is that people who are at school, they tend to be more eager to, please during the massage. They tend to be more customer service driven. Sometimes they need a lot of validation, oh, that feels good. They don't know a lot about, they don't know too much, but they do learn service. So you can try out a school as well, but don't try to get like a 5-star. I remember when I think it was like my second intern massage. I gave the lady a good massage, but I didn't know how to give pressure. I didn't know what was an appropriate amount of pressure to give. And so there's that. They don't know too much because they haven't worked on too many people. So that's just something to be mindful of. And some people, much like when you go to like cosmetology school, some people knew how to give massages before they went to school. And I will say that I understood the rhythmic portion of massage, but how and where to give pressure was something that I had to learn over time. But like I said, much like you go to like beauty school and some people have been doing hair since they were like 6 years old, the same thing with massage. Some people just have sort of a grace, if you will, to be able to do the service. So there's that. Let's move on to once you get to your appointment. So once you get to your appointment, arrive early / on time and go ahead and use the bathroom. Now you don't have to arrive too early. I'm not talking about 30 minutes early. That's very early, but arrive in enough time the way you can use the bathroom and to where you're early. Like I said, especially if you go to a franchise and really anywhere, we have other clients. So if you're late, you're taking time away from your massage. So don't do that. Just show up early and on time. The next thing is to let the therapist know if you have any allergies. Not, little silly allergies like, oh, I'm allergic to strawberry milk and stuff like that. Like some people be making up stuff. I'm not talking about that. Things like nuts. Maybe they're using coconut oil. Maybe they're using a massage oil that's not nut free. I, in my personal practice, have a massage oil that's nut-free, so that is something to ask for. But just make sure that you let them know. If you have a sensitivity, like you don't like the smell of like lavenders and things like that, if it's not something that you're allergic to, I would mention it, put it on your intake form. But if it's not something that you're allergic to, there's a lot of oils and oil smells, essential oil smells in the spa in general. So it might just make the therapist more nervous to service you. So if you don't really have like an allergy that's like a big concern, just go ahead and, you know what I mean? Okay. Don't talk too much. One of the reasons I say don't talk too much is because of one of the other things that I mentioned. There's a lot of practicing sorcery. And sometimes you can talk your way into some stuff that you ain't know nothing about. Every situation, you wait until you get a chance to know the person who's giving you a massage before you just go divulging all your business, everything that you've been through, because some people are opportunists and will take advantage of you in this vulnerable state. Do not talk too much. I'm not telling you to be rude. Don't talk too much. Be kind. I had a rude client day before yesterday. And I'm like, I had the opportunity to block him, but I'm going to give him a second chance. But just be kind, because at the end of the day, we can end the massage and then you can lose your money. So don't do that. Be kind. Don't tell the therapist how to do their job. I loathe I got so many knots here. I got so many. That's a part of talking too much. Because a lot of those, when people say they have too many knots, it's like, I found no such thing. Sometimes people be making up stuff. They'll make up conditions. They'll speak those conditions over you. Come on, somebody. How can two walk together, lest they be in agreement, and then all of a sudden you walking around thinking you got whatever it is that they said. The same thing goes for the doctors. They do the same thing. So just don't talk too much. If something hurts, perhaps you could let them know that you like an extra attention here or there, but don't talk too much. Okay? And everybody says, I carry my stress in the shoulders, and don't talk too much. Just get your massage. Don't talk too much. Avoid booking long massages for one area. You might not know this, but a lot of us don't like this. I had a lady ask yesterday, as a matter of fact, she wanted a 2-hour massage. I would only do 2-hour massages for clients that I've worked on before, and I know that I can do a 2-hour massage. And I find that most people who like 2-hour massages is because they want to sit there and talk for 2 hours instead of trying to relax. I don't want to sit here and try and make somebody relax for 2 hours. So 2-hour massages, a lot of people don't do them. And there's many different reasons for that. Okay. But she did mention that she feels like she's just enjoying her massage and then the massage is over. A way that you can enjoy your massage is just close your mouth. Close your mouth, and then you have all these thoughts that try to come in, sift through those thoughts. Use this massage time to sift through all that, to bring those concerns up to the Lord. Don't sit there and bother nobody in the room. You came in here because this is about you. Okay, this is about you. So, don't talk too much. Don't talk too much. Like I said, avoid booking long massages for one area. A 90-minute back. Nobody wants to sit there and do your back for only 90 minutes. Nobody wants to sit there and do your back for 2 hours. It's not. It's not. If you have like an extra concern, like maybe you have a lot of tension in your back and maybe your back hurts, maybe you've been working out or something like that, maybe you could add something extra like hot stones or cupping to actually, to actually aid in the overall treatment of the area. But doing 90 minutes in the area is really not going to do you too much good. Just it's like over beating down the area, making the muscles extra sore. It doesn't. Most of the time, the issues that people have in their body, if it's not that you just finished running a marathon or something like that, it's a different concern than what the body is presenting. It's usually an internal concern. And you know what I mean? If you're here, you're here, you got me. Like I said, use this massage time to really sift through those things and to really relax. Okay. And yeah, 90-minute back, you have to remember the therapist is standing. When we do the back, there's a different foot position that sometimes it just depends on the person on the table, but sometimes it makes it uncomfortable to do the back for longer periods of time. I don't know how to say that, but just avoid doing that. I've heard therapists complain about this, like, they just want an hour back. They just want a 90-minute back. I've actually never had just a 90-minute back, and I'm grateful for that. But I've heard people complain even about an hour back. So just avoid booking long massages for one area. You just want your back done, book 30 minutes, say, I just want my back done. I don't know if all places do 30 minutes, but you know what I mean. Or long massages for your first service. So avoid booking long massage for your first service. You don't know if you're going to like the therapist that you have. You don't know if you're going to like the massage, and you don't want to be laying up there for 90 minutes and not like the therapist or the massage. So, take that in consideration. Or a deep massage for your first session. People learn to like pain. I put this here because I've noticed it. When it's their first massage, they're easy to please. Okay. You can, I was about to give a totally inappropriate analogy, and I'm not going to do that. They're easier to please. You can give them like a normal massage and they like it. The moment they get a therapist who doing all that elbow stuff, they start liking that and they keep coming back for it. Okay. So avoid getting a deep massage for your first one. Now you want to feel the massage, yes, but you don't need to be in pain. I haven't seen to where putting somebody through the table is usually more harmful than good. I don't care what nobody says. It's usually more harmful than good. I avoid getting like these extreme, deep, painful massages for your first massage, but really in general. One, it makes it hard for you to be able to enjoy future massages for the purpose of relaxing. I have found it to be less beneficial when you do all that deep stuff and all that unnecessary, all that deep work. I have actually been hurt to where I couldn't walk, to where I was more hurt than when I came in. If you're a person that has tighter muscles, stretching is the best thing for you. So massage and stretching. If your massage therapist does stretch you, that's amazing. But that's really something that you're going to have to work on even when you're not there. Okay. The massage is really just 10-15% of your overall routine. What are you eating? How do you work out? What are you drinking? What are your habits outside of coming in to get a massage? All those things do matter. So don't think that a 90-minute deep massage is going to do anything for you. There's a lot more that needs to be done than somebody just, destroying your muscles for 90 minutes using their elbow. I'm just saying. Okay. The next thing is it's okay to fall asleep. A lot of people say that first time massage clients, they'll say, oh, I'm so sorry. They'll keep apologizing for falling asleep. It's okay to fall asleep. If you do fall asleep, maybe you'll miss out a little bit on your massage, but that means that you really were relaxed. And relaxing helps with recovery, and not just physical recovery. It helps with mental recovery. Just rest, relax, okay? And that's my next thing, is to relax. Even if you do have a problem, your back hurt, your legs hurt, whatever, relaxing will help out more than somebody beating you down through a table. I'm telling you, okay? I'm telling you, a rest day is necessary for us all. Come on, Sabbath, a rest. So rest is necessary. It's a part of us being human beings. We need rest. And people who have like these go jobs, whether you have a go job, you work at a desk, but you just have like very long hours, rest. Come in here and rest. It's okay to take pictures. I see this a lot with my brothers and sisters. It's okay to take pictures, but act like we can take you somewhere, okay? Leave the pictures. Once the therapist steps out of the room, you'll have time to take pictures. I had a lady come in the other day and she was taking pictures as I was doing my consultation. Now, I understood that this was like her first time, so it's exciting. I don't know why social media needs to be the first place that you run the first time you do something, but hey, that's why we live in today. But I want to let you know that it's inappropriate to do it while the therapist is trying to do the consultation. Okay, it's giving we can't take you nowhere. I was about to say something else. So just take the picture when we leave the room. That's fine. Book a couples massage if you want extra comfort. Even if it's not like your significant other, maybe it's your sister or something like that, and you've never done it before, a nice thing to do is to book a couples massage. That way, there's 2 therapists there, and there's 2 of you there. Okay, so everybody's watching out for everybody's back. How about that? After the massage, let's talk about after the massage, and I just have 2 things here. Leave a tip. I was walking out yesterday, and again, the location that I work at, we don't see a lot of people that look like me, but that's okay. But when I do, I notice this trend of you're not tipping. And no, we're not the only ones. There's another group of people, but I'm not a part of that group of people. So I'm not going to speak on it, but just really poor tippers, bad attitudes and poor tippers. We don't necessarily have bad attitudes, but we tend to be poor tippers. And no, I'm going to tell you this, and you might be hurt about it. Like, you might have your feelings hurt about this, but I'm just letting you know. I'm just trying to help you out. $6 is not appropriate tip. Safe bet $20. Now, if you're going to get a 90-minute massage and you came in here with all these asks, I would say $40. I would say $30 is appropriate for that, okay? It's appropriate. That doesn't mean it's exceptional. It's appropriate, though. You could even tip $20, $25 for a 90-minute massage, and it's appropriate. It's not something that you'll look at and be like, oh, well, what happened there? What did I do there? But someone book a 90-minute massage and tip $10, it's not appropriate. And I don't want it to be you, sis. It's not appropriate. If you can't, when you're budgeting for your massage, go ahead and budget for the tip as well. And let me tell you this. Now, you might not like this either. Even if the massage is bad, even if you didn't like it, go ahead and tip and just don't rebook. Just don't rebook. But you have to think about it. Somebody's in here for this time touching your body that's sometimes not clean, rubbing feet and all this kind of stuff, sweating and, all this. And you tip them $5. I'm just saying. Now, if it's a private practice, I would still say go ahead and leave them a tip because there's so many costs associated. And I think, tipping culture is different, but you don't be a part of that. This is not one of those things. It's not like, I want you to know this, that even as bad as the economy is and all this kind of stuff, you're still coming in here to get a service. So still do the appropriate thing when you are getting this service. I can think of like DoorDash. I remember when DoorDash first became a thing, I thought to myself, or grocery delivery during the pandemic, grocery delivery. I said, you know what? If I can't leave a tip after this person carries all these groceries up to my home, I wouldn't order it because it's just simply rude. I get that you paid for the service, but it's rude. And some of you guys don't know COOF, and therefore people block you. You might like the massage. You tip somebody $8. They could block you from the service. The next time they see you on the schedule, they could tell the front they don't want you on their schedule. I'm just letting you know. They can tell you that they don't want you on their schedule. They sit back there and talk about you. And I told you all the manner of wickedness throughout the channel. I've been telling you for a long time, the manner of wickedness that goes on in the industry. Don't give somebody a reason to be mad at you. Okay? Don't give, especially not somebody who didn't sit there and rubbed on you for a whole hour. Don't give somebody a reason. If you didn't like the service, go ahead and just tip them. Don't book again. All right, so I found 2 reviews that we're going to read. And I tried to look for a review for a very luxurious spa that I did, like a little, what do you call it? Like a work block for. And I saw that they had all good reviews. This is why I said pray first as well. I witnessed the lady, so we were getting water because after the massage, usually places offer you water. We were getting water and they pour, you pour the water in, but it was like in a little hall. This place was exquisite. I mean, top view, top tier. Beautiful. I mean, $300 massages on the price list. You know what I mean? So you would expect everything to be top tier when you're there. This lady, no, I'm not being rude. I'm just telling the truth. I smelled her breath as we were speaking. Like, smoke breath, smoke coffee breath. You know what that smells like. And there was bubbles in one of the little glasses. And she was saying like somebody didn't wash the glasses properly. It was really just from the speed. Sometimes when you pour water fast, bubbles come in there. She took it upon herself to blow in these people's water. The good thing is that they didn't drink it. The bad thing is like I said, pray before you pray over any food somebody offer you. I don't care how luxurious. I don't care if you at the Ritz-Carlton and they're offering you, hors d'oeuvres before your massage, whatever, water, whatever. You pray over everything, okay? Because people be doing some crazy stuff and price point doesn't take you away from that, okay? So let's read the first review. And I'm not trying to scare you away from getting a massage. I wouldn't do that. I'm just telling you, be careful, girl. That's all. I can't stress enough how bad this place is. I've been here 3 times and every single visit gets worse. So you ask yourself, why would you come back? Why would you come back? They started with a 20% automatic gratuity and now it's gone up to 23%. Why do they do that? Because people don't tip well. The manager is both aggressive and rude and doesn't understand customer service. They turned the lights off as I was getting dressed from a 3-hour treatment that ended at 5:50 and then proceeded to rush me. If you're going to charge an extra $100 gratuity and call it a service charge, then I need a decent service at minimum. $100 gratuity is a lot. For a 3-hour treatment, though, no, that's a lot even for a 3-hour treatment. But hey, the massage was actually terrible and the facial was decent, but she undercharged me because she thought the facial was a regular facial because she thought the regular facial wasn't great. So she said the facial was good, but she got undercharged because the esthetician didn't like the facial herself. So that's nice, I guess. If you want a subpar service, bad food, and have money to waste, then sure, this might be the place. But the hunt for a decent spa house continues. This place will never see me again. I also think it's important to review these things on TikTok and IG to make people aware. Just because it looks good doesn't mean it's actually good. Oh, and the salad was bland. Now, I agree to leave a review like this. It doesn't necessarily put anybody's name in there. That's okay. $100 gratuity is definitely something to let the people know about, just in case. Sometimes these services are already like $200. And maybe you weren't planning to spend an extra $100 of the gratuity. That's definitely something that I would let people know of. And she came there 3 times. So I think she's a good person to say. But I think she said something really good here. And that's just because, the price point is high and all this kind of stuff. Girl, don't let these people fool you. Don't let these people fool you, okay? You can go to a franchise and even a school sometimes and get a better massage than you'll get at these ritzy-ditzy places. Let's move to the next one. My fiance and I were prompted to use a promo for our visit. So we figured we could give it another chance. So it says we have been here before and it's always in the mid. So if you were getting a promo, you were willing to go back for the but not if you had to pay full price. My massage therapist, and I know this place, I actually used to work at this place. My massage therapist did not impress. He did not adjust the pressure when prompted. And when I got to the front desk, my fiance was already speaking to the associate about how his masseur didn't even try to do a proper massage and just half-heartedly rubbed oil on him. Then only charged me for a service then only charged me for my service, then told us a manager will call us the next day. Don't hold your breath. So they got one service free. It says, don't waste your money, we won't be back. Got one service free. They didn't like the service. Again, they didn't put anybody's name in this, so I mean, I guess that's nice. People, they have a lot of 5-star reviews as well. So I just wouldn't waste my money. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't waste my money. I look at the reviews and just overlooking the reviews. Remember, I told you, pray about it. You get a good massage every single time. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's helpful for you, to you. As always, if you have a question, ask one, and I'll see you in the next video.